Yeah, I just wanted to say, you know, I'm on a pretty hectic schedule this year, and I've worked a lot, but I honestly, this is the first movie I've ever not wanted to leave, and that is the honest to God's truth. One, because I have my little crush on Sofia, which we all know about, and the other is because, in all seriousness, not that I'm serious or kidding, but you've just been a great crew to work with. Everybody's been so pleasant. Just a terrific cast. All the girls are great, all the guys and stuff. You guys have all been wonderful. So I really appreciate what you've done for me, and I really had a great time with all of you. And I think you're making a great film, and I think Sofia and Ed and all of you are going to be making a wonderful, wonderful film. And our great first-time director, I think, is going to be so big, and we hope that she comes back.
It's a lot about sort of voyeurism and memory and the sort of obsessional love that you have when you're 13 or 14.
I love her.
When Diana Porter left on vacation in Switzerland, Dominic denounced God. And to prove the validity of his love, he jumped off the roof of his relative's house.
These guys who are now men are having to go over it again and again 20 years later and remember all the pieces that they can to try to understand what happened, only to realize that there's no explanation.
Even then, as teenagers, we tried to put the pieces together. We still can't. Now, whenever we run into each other at business lunches or cocktail parties, we find ourselves in the corner going over the evidence one more time. All to understand those 5 girls, who after all these years we can't get out of our minds. Cecilia, the youngest, was 13. And Lux was 14.
The cast is really terrific. I'm really happy with the cast. James Woods is doing a great job, and Kathleen Turner is, and the girls are, are fantastic. The book is not character-driven at all. The only character in it, in a sense, is the narrator, the collective narrator. A lot of the characters, Mr. Lisbon, Mrs. Lisbon, you get a fragmentary knowledge of what they're like in the book. So now that they're actually embodied by by these really terrific actors, they become sort of bigger characters than I've imagined in the book.
I know she needed a mother who you would feel for, that you would feel her pain and her confusion and care for her as well, even though you cannot help but blame the woman. She could never not blame herself, let alone anyone outside the family.
I feel sorriest for the mother. I know. You would always wonder if there was something you could have done. Well, I gotta go. See you later. All right, then. Bye-bye. Bye.
It's up to Mrs. Lisbon to be the one who's the strict one, and where the father's kind of a goofball and out to lunch.
N plus 1, and if the extra dimension is time, then you would have as you approach... Oh, good morning. Good morning, Chromosomia and Nessa. Have we photosynthesized our breakfast today? Little snooties.
Hello, Ronald.
The sun. Hi, Harry.
Your daughters haven't been at school for over 2 weeks. You checked out back?
That's Mr. Lisbon, and he's a math teacher, by the way, and wears funny glasses.
I feel like Sofia had such a tender, sweet way with the young actors that she was working with. I think it shows on the screen.
With all the kids, I felt like they really cared about it. They knew it was important to me, and we're all trying to make it happen.
Yeah, like that. Oh yeah, that's golden triplet.
Josh, who I'm working with, who plays Trip, he's the guy who, likes me, and at first I'm not giving him anything. I don't really pay attention to him, but I play this little game with him, and then I end up being with him for a little while. Hi.
Yeah, will you read it for us?
Huh?
Will you read it for us?
All right. From where?
Trip Fontaine.
Trip Fontaine left crushed, knowing that all he could hope for was another night on the sofa beside Mrs. Lisbon. He walked across the lawn, unmown since Cecilia died. He sat in his car, gazing at the house, watching his downstairs lights traded places with those upstairs, and then one by one went out. He thought about Lux getting ready for bed, and just the idea of her holding a toothbrush excited him more than the full-fledged nudity he saw in his own bedroom nearly every night. He laid his head back on the headrest and opened his mouth to ease the constriction in his chest, when suddenly the air inside the car churned. Of the animal leashed below her waist. I better stop, don't you think?
Yeah. Is he gonna put his hand in my mouth?
Josh is great. Josh is the perfect Trip Fontaine. He's absolutely great, especially with his wig.
Cold late nights so long ago when I was not so strong, you know. Pretty man came to me, never seen eyes so blue, you know.
The only reliable boy who actually got to know Lux was Trip Fontaine, who only 8 months before the suicides had emerged from baby fat to the delight of girls and mothers alike.
So what was this guy like?
The true Trip Fontaine?
Yeah. Did you know him personally? Yeah.
Yeah, he was a good friend of mine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
His car was a little bit more beaten up, though.
Oh, yeah?
That's a little bit snazzy.
Yeah, it's a great book, man. I really enjoyed it.
I signed your copy.
What? Oh, great. Thanks. I'll sign the wig at the end. You can have that.
Okay, thanks. That'd be nice. I need it.
The coolest boy ever.
Cut. That was great.
Check the gatekeepers. Kind of subtle.
Cool.
You know,
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
really cool.
Yeah. No, that was great.
She's the most insightful director I've worked with so far. You know, she really understands where an actor comes from and how to get to a new place. You know, she doesn't think that we're going in the right direction. So, you know, working with her was great.
She's got the touch. She knows what she wants and reminds you of pieces of the reality of the scene that escape me. And I'd like to pride myself that not a whole lot escapes me. And yet she leaves you alone to find your own rhythm. It's, you know, it's just all you want.
I'm sitting here in the little chair talking to the extras and having the craft service and like my father and mother did so many years when I was making a film, and my daughter Sofia is in there directing her film.
When I met Sofia, she was 5 years old. And now she's my boss.
She's an incredibly down-to-earth person. I mean, I didn't know exactly what to expect from Sofia, but she seems to me to be completely unruined by her upbringing and by a sort of notoriety that's descended on her just by being born.
How's that?
Yeah, that's nice.
I wasn't ever planning on making a directorial debut. It's not like I decided, oh, I want to be a director, so I want to find the right material.
She seems to sort of have a hand in a lot of different areas, from, you know, fashion to music to art and to literature that she's drawn upon to make this movie, and I think that's one of her strengths.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
She's been a visual person all her life, and this is sort of the culmination of her really acting on her visual abilities.
I'm surprised that I feel as comfortable directing as I do. It just seems so familiar to me. I can't really imagine not doing this.
She has a sort of centered, you know, that she doesn't get flustered, and she doesn't get angry, and she doesn't lose her cool at all, which is terrific in a director.
Cut, good.
You actually don't have to be this dictator. You can get a lot done just in a softer manner than that. And that's how she seems to be working. But she seems to keep it all together with a very, a very light touch.
Action! Come on, let's go.
Action, sweetheart.
The other side of her that impressed me before I got here was the script, which she wrote.
I was very taken by the script right off the bat.
It's roughly 75, but because it's memory.
The script was wonderful, and I thought if Sofia could write this, and if she can direct half as well as she writes, then we might really have a shot. And then she turned out to be not only half the director she is as a writer, but twice the director she is as a writer, which is saying a lot.
I think it's important that a female writes the script because it's all about these 5 girls.
Sofia has been more intrigued by the girl's story than perhaps the male narration. So she's going to bring out different colors.
Action.
Yummy, warm.
Bucks.
Hey. It's just meat on bread. Thanks, Mom.
When the book came out, there were certain people who thought that it was misogynistic. And I always felt that my sympathy was with the girls in the book. And I felt that Sofia understood that, and I was glad that she did it because of that.
It's really good that she wrote the script because then we can ask her about anything we need to, and she really knows about each character and how she wants everything to be.
If you work with a person that wrote the script, then you're working with the source of the whole thing. There's a looseness with the script that the writer-directors have, that people who can't write, who just get the scripts from somebody else, never have. It's almost like they've got a race car and they want you to get in it and run this race. They tell you where to go and how to drive it, but they don't. But if it breaks down, they don't know how to fix it. They don't know what the mechanics of that vehicle are at all that you're in, and that's just you just feel more secure when you're around somebody who's written the thing that they're doing.
Well, the story is basically this. She took a wonderful novel that was an acclaimed novel that basically no one knew how to adapt. When she read the book, it impressed her so much that she said all she wanted to do was to get what the book had.
I asked her, I said, did you see this thing as a movie right away? And she said, yeah, pretty much so.
It was just a beautiful book. It was the first novel by a contemporary author that I really felt was a classic.
She fell in love with this book and, in fact, asked me if I would help to buy the rights of the book so she could write the screenplay, and I was unable to. It was an important book, a very well-reviewed book, and it was owned by important studios. And she, on her own, sat down and wrote the screenplay, and I said to her, Sofia, don't break your heart. Don't write a script because you're not going to be able to do anything with it because you don't own the book. And when, in fact, she finished the script, and I got a pile of scripts all the time, and I read it, and I said, gee, I have to say, this is one of the best scripts I've read in 10 years. And oddly enough, she took that script, and we found the people who owned the book, and they read it, and they agreed.
You guys, for Joe and Hayden?
I've always thought of the family as a circus family, with Francis out on the high wire doing his act, and the rest of us down below holding the ropes. And now it's Sofia's turn, and she's going out on the wire, and the rest of us have all gathered around her to be there for her and support her.
How old are you, if you don't mind me?
27.
You got a good guider.
I got a good teacher.
Good teacher.
It's just great to have my dad as a mentor and producer, and because it's someone that whose opinion I respect.
You know, a project, like anything, has its own life. And if you deny that life, then you're going to have something that's not alive.
Yeah.
And the whole object of art is to find life.
It was really touching to me to see Frances mentoring Sofia and her mature enough to accepted.
He doesn't really bother her or anything like that. He's just being supportive and he's proud.
No, he's just here for a few days, so he's not gonna, be here the whole time.
I'm going. Goodbye. Okay, thanks for helping us. Goodbye. Congratulations. Good luck. Finish it. Bring home the bacon.
My big brother's coming tomorrow to do the second unit. With my brother, we think so much alike. He knows exactly what I like, so if they have to go film stuff where I can't be there, I know he'll do it exactly how I envision because he knows me so well.
That is so funny. I want to see this. That's so funny. Oh, that's great.
Our family has done a lot of things together, so that this was an opportunity for them to really carry that into the professional world.
How wide is your family?
I think it's just, well, it's on the same track going back this way. So it's this whole area.
Okay.
So in this, we're going to do the scene when the balloons are all falling and you're having the best time. It really should,
We're having a great time.
This is the happiest we've ever seen you. This really has to be at the high point of the whole movie. Let's have everyone just dance around and have a little pickup of him just going through the crowd. If everyone can just pick up the balloons and throw them around. And the stuff for the balloons coming down. It's nice to end the scene with just the balloons. Robert Schwartzman's my cousin who plays Paul Baldino, the kind of smooth-talking resident Italian on the street.
Like, that's why Sofia liked me. But I sort of look like the character and I act like the character, so I am the character.
At the basement party, he's, talking up Kathleen Turner because he knows just what to say because he kind of emulates his dad.
This punch is fantastic.
Can I give you more?
Sure. What's in it?
Juices, some cherry, pineapple.
You know, I love pineapple.
Really?
He's the man. He's son of Sammy the Shark.
My other cousin, Chris Neal, was my partner and acting coach. He worked with all the actors. With some of the kids that had never acted before, he could take them aside and work on things specifically. Because there were a lot of kids out there.
They're just all over the place, and they're not into it, so it just comes out really robotic and stiff. So.
Yeah, we thought
we came up with rehearsals and things to work on the characters. I mean, it's nice. Just because you know each other so well. And Leslie, who's in the movie, I've known since she was like 4. She's like almost like a sister. Leslie, I've known her since she was like a little kid. We made a horror movie because she's my friend's little sister. So I have her as the dough monster covered in biscuit.
Who cleaned her up? You threw her in the shower.
I don't remember. Who cleaned her up? I think she started crying at one point.
Hey, Doughboy, now that I got rid of them, want some biscuit?
It's like one big family working together. So I feel really comfortable working with everyone.
They're listening to
Well, we're one of those productions that's been very blessed in that we've had very few ongoing concerns financially or otherwise. The one issue that we are having and have encountered is the inclination to shoot more footage than what we have allotted for on any given day. We have a maximum of 5,000 feet a day. You've used it all up for the first 50% of your day, and you've got virtually nothing left.
Half of our film for the whole day has been shot. We haven't been indulgent. We've just gone through and gotten all our stuff.
She's doing it the right way. She's working off of what the actors are doing.
So one of the things we're contending with is this beast called film stock, wanting to get it and wanting to have it, but shooting outside of our means for the budget.
The 2 most challenging weeks, the day after tomorrow, are complete. Can you believe it?
I think the hardest part for me watching Sofia do her work was really seeing her when she was so completely exhausted and tired and had to keep going. It was really painful for a mom to watch her go through that really strenuous, rigorous work that you have to do to make a film.
I'm eating, Mom.
I still think of her as a kid, and I just wanted to take her home and tell her she could go home now and go to bed and rest, but that's the nature of that work. You just have to keep pushing through, and you have to have your energy up for all the rest of the crew and the actors. There were just moments when she was dead, dog tired. It was very painful for me to see her have to just keep going.
Call 727-0487.
The story is really a reflection of these boys when they're older, looking back on this time when they had this infatuation and this obsession with these kind of ideal girls. And, you know, these girls were kind of these magical, beautiful creatures. And there's always those kind of moments in life that are kind of magical and perfect, but they never last. And then you go on, but they've always left something with you.
That's a wrap. Thank you very much.
Thanks for helping me get everything I wanted today.
You did it. If you hadn't called the interior, it would be